Alright, so here we are. Back in official DayZ for a bit of a lengthy walkthrough on how to start off your life. Well, I guess at this point we've already started off. If you remember in the last episode, we got geared up. You know, we got the all-black fit with the capris, the sunglasses, the Ushanka. We've got a shotgun, no ammo, BK-18 with a couple rounds, and a silenced IJ with a spare mag and quite a lot of bullets, and then some bits and bobs here. So, yeah, we're ready to move on to step 2, which is, you know, get some better gear. Because in the grand scheme of things, DayZ is always about staying alive, and one of the best things you can do to up your chances of survival are finding better guns, more ammo, maybe some pristine tools rather than the ones that you end up wearing down. And always just staying on top of your vitals. So I think my goal now, since we didn't get a vest in the first episode, big priority right now is to get a vest. Some kind of ballistic protection, so we can, you know, maybe have a fighting chance if we get jumped on before we can react. We always need to be thinking about protecting ourselves, and the most vulnerable area on your body in this game is your chest and your back, so having ballistic protection to cover that and prevent you from maybe dying in a one-hit so easily, that's a very, very vital aspect to your survival, and it should be one of your biggest priorities starting out. You might not be so lucky every time, but, you know, since that's our goal, we're gonna head up to Gorka. We're gonna head up to Gorka, hit the police station, and hopefully get ourselves at least a stab vest. That'd be really, really cool. But yeah, like I said, usually if I spawn in Bears, you know, my route inland involves going to Gorka. Gorka's pretty hot for PvP, but it has a PD, it has a hunting shop, and it has, oh shit, PD, hunting shop, and a medical. So it's pretty solid next step location from Berezino, so that's where we're gonna go. Nice can of food. Always loot your zombies too. I don't think I mentioned that in the first episode, but oh, that's really huge. Loot the zombies that you kill. They almost, not almost always, but a lot of times you can find some good stuff. But especially military zombies, because they'll, oh, wow, 2 cans of food. But military zombies a lot of the time will spawn, you know, like combat knives or ammo, various types of ammo that you could use, and it's very useful. And we just got ourselves a baby AK, so we're going to take that for sure. I don't like triple carrying, but I'm just kind of hoping that, you know, we're going to hit some military areas on the way. You know, from Gorka, if we don't die, we'll end up going to Stary Novi, which will have military spawn, and hopefully we can land some AK rounds. And if not, I'll end up dropping it. But for right now, I don't have a really solid secondary, so I think it's it's worthwhile holding on to the baby AK for at least now. If we end up finding shotgun rounds, I'll probably drop it. But yeah, for now, let's just keep it and see where it goes. And we got some extra food off zombies, so that's always a plus. But in terms of, you know, if you're coming straight from episode 1, where I, you know, just loot up a spawn town and I get things going and I go over what I prioritize and what I loot and the basics that I look to get before I get out of a spawn town. You're hopping right in from there. Now our eyes are set on moving inland, continuing to survive. You know, finding pieces of food where we can. We do keep in mind that we have, you know, our backup option in fishing. We can make bone hooks with this and use this to make an improvised rod. Fishing's always an option. But like I kind of went over, Our goal right now is to find ourselves. Oh, it's actually a nice set of pants. I take that. Our goal right now is to find some sort of ballistic protection for our chest. Just because it kind of goes without saying that you need that. With the head, my philosophy is I like to keep myself as warm as possible too, so I don't burn as many calories. And a lot of the times the helmets you'll find are like low insulation or, you know, something not good. So I like to keep the civilian look. So like a Yushenka, pretty civilian looking. So I like to stick with that. And also just, you know, I sacrifice head protection for style and for insulation. You know, those are choices you're going to have to make on your own. If you're someone that struggles with food, I would definitely recommend favoring insulation, because the colder you are, the more calories you burn. Right now I have the heat buff because I think I had a fire at the end of my last life. But if I was in the blue temperature and I didn't just eat a thing of spaghetti or peaches, whatever, my 3 arrows going up would probably be 2 or 3 going down if I was cold and moving at the same time. So that's obviously a big difference, and you'll have to eat a lot more food if you're cold. So I try and keep a nice balance between warm clothing, civilian clothing, and then also, you know, it's nice to have some extra slots too. I don't go for max slots on everything. That's not something I prioritize. I like to keep my civilian aesthetic. I picked up the hunting bag just, you know, because that's a pretty rare find as a fresh bone, but yeah. So our goal: ballistic protection, an upgraded rifle, and some ammo for my secondary. Right now my IJ's my secondary, and that's not bad, but when you have a shotgun on your back and a baby AK in your coat, you know, you want to utilize one of them, obviously, over the IJ. And we'll hit up the 3 big points of interest here at Gorka without hopefully getting jumped. Doing pretty good. Our vitals are good. Good temperature. Full blood. Almost full health. Full water. And 3/4 apple. That's still going up from the end of our run last time, which we ate a ton of food. And we just ate another can, so we should be okay here. Alright, so we're on the outskirts of Gorka at the moment. Gorka can be a pretty dangerous town. I got a couple industrial zombies on the outside here. I'm just kind of looking for signs that somebody may have already came through. But 2 zombies right on the outside of town is a good sign. That hopefully means that nobody came up the same way that I did. Yeah, all these, this door's open, but the other ones weren't. Just gonna run with our pistol out. Just because Gorka's not the friendliest of places, believe it or not. The hard thing about spawning in Berezino and going straight up to Gorka is such a PvP hotspot. I get into so many fights here. And you know, it's a pretty straight shot inland, you know. You get the next town from here is Novi Sober, so. And if you've played DayZ any, you know Novi and Stari are like some of the marquee points of interest on this map. That's like where everyone goes, because you got the Novi summer camp, and then you got Stari military tents. Epoxy. Epoxy's never bad to have, especially if our goal is to find ballistic protection, because epoxy will fix your ballistic vests up. But yeah, Gorka's a pretty dangerous town, so if you do end up getting a berry spawn, you follow the same route, you need to proceed with high levels of caution. Just crouching around, getting a feel for what's going on. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, that's a really good sign right there. Lots of PD zombies, police grade zombies outside, which probably means nobody's been here recently. Because, you know, if people are coming here, they're more than likely going to the police station. So that's really, really good. And you would think there'd at least be a couple dead ones. And we don't, it looks like there's quite a few standing up. So that's good for us. We could maybe score a vest here. Alright, let's switch to our knife and take a couple of these out if need be. I actually could probably squeeze by. Yeah, let's squeeze by. Alright, I want to be cautious still. I don't think anybody's around, but it's always good to still be cautious. Pump. Yeah, pump action. There's some rubber slugs. I think we talked about last time. I don't necessarily like rubber slugs, but Glock with a mag, that's pretty nice. Yeah, all these doors are shut. I mean, doors can be a way to tell if people have been around, but it's kind of tricky because they can spawn like this, so they can spawn, you know, pretty random, open and close. So, well, that's kind of nice. Another box of ammo for our IJ. Oh, a scorpion. That's quite the upgrade from an IJ, to be honest. I think I'm gonna switch because I do have 2 mags. I can silence it. We really just need a weapon cleaning kit and we'd be really set. Yeah, we'll rock that. That's a little bit more safer than an IJ because this we can put them full blast, full auto. We'd be okay. That's really nice. Let's load. Always load that first bullet up first. That extra bullet could save your life. You never know. So now instead of 20 shots, got 21. And then we'll also just load this one up too. Alright, not bad. Good start. Makes me a little optimistic. And well, let's make sure we put that on full auto. It's our secondary. That's what it's for. Let's actually keep it out while we loot. What was I saying? It makes me a little optimistic that the hunting shop might have something good. Maybe a rifle upgrade or at least a weapon cleaning kit is what we would be looking for. Alright, and not a lot of people always... I mean, this is a pretty dangerous maneuver, but sometimes I find myself... Ooh, I find a vest up here. Like a press vest or something. But I just do a quick sweep around the edge. Then we move on. And again, right now we're on a official US. It's the same server as last time. So you know, there's people on. It's not low pop. I believe it was high when I joined. I like to do these when the server population is high so that, you know, you can see that it is possible to get looted and survive efficiently on vanilla. Yeah, there's tons of zombies here. I really can't foresee anybody have been here lately. I bet you a lot of people... It is pretty early morning US time, so I bet you a lot of people are up north, kind of, not loot cycling, but they're probably up in the military regions, looting up. We'll get, hopefully we can get to that point with this guy, this character, before things get wiped or something. Oh, that's a runner zombie. These guys could be trouble. Let me take them out. That's unfortunate. Tried to stealth kill and he did a little flutter step away. Oh shit. So a little helpful tip is to always be aware of this hill. if you're in Gorka. People will sit up there and they will snipe like crazy up there. So, just when you're looting through Gorka, always, you know, keep your eyes keep an eye on that hill, so you don't get fucking sniped out of oblivion out of nowhere, you know. PU scope. I don't think we have one of them. Not so bad. Not so bad. Yeah. All right. Nothing in here. Bit unlucky, but I don't know why that keeps happening. Let's maybe really quick check the medical, just in case we find something nice. Yeah, I see, like there's some chlorine tab shouldn't be a problem on Trinars. Or I should say clean water shouldn't be a problem on this. Alright, a full bandage, that's really nice to have. I like to keep, you know, at least 2 to 3 full bandages. I think any more than that's a little much. These seem like trap zombies. So somebody was here at some point. I'm not sure how recent it was, but somebody really feels like they were here. Can stack codeine pills like that if you just drag one stack on top of another. Go up to 12, I believe. Whoa, oops, don't want to play third person. I already have an EpiPen and another bandage, so I'll keep 3 full bandages. That should be plenty. Because as you loot, something that I like to do as I loot, stack some more Tetra. Yeah, see, that's another. Here's one thing, right? If you find these first aid pouches and it doesn't have this set of stuff inside, somebody's probably looted it. But to go off of what I was saying, something I like to do, like people would like just hoard and hoard and hoard bandages, and realistically, how many times are you gonna need 6 full bandages or whatever you're carrying, right? I feel like 3 is a pretty safe number. 2 to 3. You probably won't ever need more than that, and that gives you a nice set of flexibility to, you know, if you're looting and you have a bandage that you used once or twice, you can always swap it out for a full one, you know? And just staying efficient and tight with your loot is something that I always try and do. I don't think there's reason to hoard items like that. Because, you know, in a situation where you're going to get bleeds, if it's from zombies, you're getting 1 or 2 maybe. Maybe 3 if you get attacked by a big group. But in a gunfight, you're probably maybe 3 to 4. So, you know, 2 to 3 bandages will cover you, and you'll be good. Plus, you'll have 1 to spare, most likely, and that gives you time to, you know, if you kill somebody and they have bandages, you can restock your stuff with that, or you can always go loot some medicals and find replacements. So just kind of a replacement system is what I like to work off of and work with. It allows me to save a lot more space for things I might need more, you know, more at hand. Again, always going with what I think is necessary, but not going farther than that. That's a big philosophy of mine in terms of looting and staying organized. Well, maybe nice to have, you know, maybe a couple EpiPens. Like right now, I'm still trying to get my guns and my ballistic situation together, so I want to prioritize being able to hold ammo and magazines until I sort out what weapons I have. I get my kit going, I get a ballistic vest, and I feel safe. Then we can start worrying about carrying more luxury items, you know, multiples of EpiPens. But honestly, still at that point, I don't like to carry a full inventory, and I like to, you know, I like my 2 to 3 bandages, a morphine, and an EpiPen, and maybe some extra stuff like some codeine and Tetra. And always disinfectant just in case, you know, in case you get a wound infection or you need to disinfect some rags in a pinch. You know, just staying light, being able to to being able to flank and stealth kill and stay low key, especially as a solo player and as a new player. It's really, really important to learn those skills, because even if you play in groups, you're gonna need to be able to have stamina and the lightweight, lack of sound capability to make plays and flank other people. But particularly as a solo player, it's really important to be able to stay on the move and avoid upfront contact when possible, because you never know how many people are, lurking in that area. Now, you could see one guy, and if you just push straight up to him and kill him, there could always be another 2 or 3 that weren't immediately in your sight. So, having that ability to shoot, you kill them, great, from afar, and you just flank around, change positions, and make yourself unpredictable. It makes you a really tricky player to fight against, even as a group trying to find you as a solo. So just to explain what I'm doing here, that main road that I was just on, that will take you straight to Novi Sober. But what I'm doing, I want to go up to Altar because there's a nice little hunting picnic table hiking trail stop up here. I always like to give it a look, and maybe I'll get a rifle upgrade, or you can find anything you can find in a hunting cabin, you can find at these hunting stands. So I could even get lucky and find a rifle, some attachments, ammo, magazines if necessary, stuff like that. So it's always worth a look. And there's nothing really worthwhile on the way to Novi from there, and we can always get there from the other side of the Altar radio tower. There's also, oh, you know what? We could also take a pit stop at the patrol shack. Yeah, you got a compass. That's great. There's a patrol shack, a military tier patrol shack up here. Might be worth a look because we could find a baby AK mag. So we're gonna take a look really quickly. But Altar's a nice little spot, I think. There's not a lot here to loot. There's that little picnic table I just showed you. Oh, there's one of these one of these green guard shacks, and there's also one of the brown brick type. Oh, some more. Yeah, look at that. Some more ammo for our BK. But there's also one of these brown brick military tier guard shacks as well. But and a few like sheds here and there. But it's a nice spot to come check out if you need like a little low-key place to sort your inventory, or like, I don't know, just take a minute. Maybe if you need to go AFK, you don't want to log out. Up here is a nice little spot. Cook some food. I've cooked food up here. It's very low-key. Nobody really comes up here. Unless you're on like a server with traders and shit, but there's not really any zombies either, which is like really nice. A chill, low-key spot. You can get up on top of that radio tower, and you can just kind of hang out here. It's a nice little spot if you ever need to get away, cook, sort your loot, whatever. But you got to be careful though if you do like pick this as a place to go AFK at, because in a past stream I've come up here and was cooking food with a random I met in game, and we got bombed by radiation. So look at that weapon cleaning kit, exactly what we were looking for our Scorpion. That's really nice. But yeah, we got radiation bombed and died of gas poisoning. Or blood poison, whatever you want to call it. Wasn't ideal. Very unfortunate situation. Well, we'll actually hold on to that in case we find something we'd like. But yeah, from here we can just I'll check. Sometimes I don't know. The spawns in this radio thingy. This is supposed to be like the radio broadcasting building. The spawns are kind of weird. Sometimes it feels like you can find decent shit, and sometimes it feels like there's just nothing. Like, but yeah, look at that. You find look at that, a blaze actually. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna drop the shotgun then. That's a pretty big deal. I would drop the BK for it, but we don't have ammo, so it's not quite useful. Wow, I'm really glad I came and checked that out, actually. Wow. Yeah, but look at that. It's either like there's hunting gear in there, but then there's also, you know, like the Ronald McDonald 7s in here. So it's like a very weird spectrum of what can spawn. I've also found 308 rounds in here, so I don't know, I guess it's worth a look if you come up this way. Low key spot, nobody really comes to. I don't want to waste my gun cleaning kit on it yet, in case I find something that I like or I have ammo for. But if we can find some ammo, we're gonna go down to this castle now. There's a castle straight. What is this about? I think it's pretty much straight north from Altar. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not good with cardinal directions. But we could find some 308 rounds, or maybe even a Tundra or any other rifle, something up in this castle. Castles are really good for hunting to your equipment. And again, this is a more low-key spot that people don't tend to go to as often. It's not so much a point of interest, and more people would be going to Gorka, going straight to Novi. But, you know, we take the odd route and we find ourselves a Blaze, you know? Oh, yeah. Not my favorite sniper, but it's definitely a high-tier weapon. And something we could do damage with. And, you know, I'd be pretty confident going into these inland areas with a Blaze, with a scope, and a Scorpion, you know? Scorpion does some damage on full auto if you can hit your shots, and the Blaze, you know, if you play DayZ, you probably know the Blaze is pretty good. It's been nerfed recently, but, you know, if you can hit a shot on double or something, you're probably in pretty good shape. I think even with a plate carrier, a double shot is gonna take somebody out. I could be wrong. That's at least gonna knock them fucking uncon, that's for sure. You take that. Take that to the bank and deposit it. Alright, just in case. So although it's not as popular of a point of interest, it's still a point of interest, so let's take caution. Don't need that. Take a little bit of caution. So what scares me is usually there's at least like a zombie or two. Look at that. That could be a base here. There at least was. There's a zombie. Okay. Flashlight is what we get. Come on. That zombie was tough. Alright, so there was a base here at some point. Doesn't appear to still be active. It looks like it was just put down or something. Or just raided. Seems pretty raided. Yeah, this had to have been raided. Just nothing in here. Or somebody's just making a base and not being very careful about it. Of course, now we find some buckshot. Nah, I mean, there's no point in me picking them up because I'm sort of committed now to the Scorpion. Alright, and there's Altar, and if you go up to this castle and you go straight down that way, that's where Novi will be. So that's where we're headed now. We're gonna be careful down these stairs because you can easily get launched off. Those stairs are very tricky and can get you killed or get your leg broken. A little hidden crate. Oh, they're all over. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's maybe we scout out some of these trees then. If there's just gonna be crates of stuff laying around. I think this was very recently raided. let's unload all these mags. I forgot to unload my IJ mags earlier. Anyway, so very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Now we'll have plenty of ammo. Soon, hopefully, after we loot Novi and Starry, we should be able to thin out our loot. Drop some stuff. Let's search a couple more of these pine trees and see if there's more shit lying around. That would be really nice if we could get some free stuff. So it looks like they were transferring the crates out here to loot them, maybe. They probably filled some of the best shit up into those crates and then ditched them. Interesting. Yeah, I imagine that stuff is gone. People that raid, especially like, because DayZ is a very much like offline raid based, not base, but a lot of the times when you raid a base, it's because nobody's there. I bet you those guys had a car and had a whole operation. Or something. Or maybe that's just stashed loot, who knows? It's hard to tell. With there only being one fence up, but tons of barrels and storage. Alright, altar should... yeah, altar's right there. If we just go straight through this field, we should arrive at Novi. On the outskirts, anyway, very soon. Alright. Yeah, see what's interesting is I'm very good at navigating based on landmarks. So like I take this altar tower, I know if I put it behind me and to my left a little bit, I'll be getting to Novi. But there's other ways to navigate too. I think I've discussed in other guides. You can use a compass. Either the compasses work just fine, or you can even use the sun and the stars to find your way around, because, you know, just like in real life, you can use them to navigate. So if you're good with that kind of stuff, if you're, you know, like a Boy Scout or something, I think you'd find that pretty handy. But I've just played on Trinar so long, I know where to go. I know where to look. And more times often than not, I will probably find my way to where I want to go. Especially in these classic areas like Gorka Altar to Novi. These are just areas of the map that have been around and have been pretty much the same as long as I can remember. Yep, and there we are. There's Novi. Helicrashes can spawn in these trees too. Not these trees, these fields surrounded by trees. Actually, I think it's probably a better idea to flank over to this hill and look inside. Look it down into the town instead of just going straight in, because this is this is a very, very big point of interest. I think Starry more so than Novi, but let's just be cautious. Let's look for signs of people being around before we just run in willy-nilly with, you know, we have decent weapons, but I'm not confident with our range. So if we had to get into a fight, our Scorpion is our best gun, and, you know, I think I could do damage with it, but if somebody has anything that's, you know, better, I'm probably dead. So let's just be cautious, you know. It's not like I have an M4 and I can really afford to just run straight in there and start clearing shit easy. You gotta be mindful of where you're at, the rate of traffic. So like, is this a place that a lot of people are coming to? Or coming through at least? And you know, what your situation is. Do you have ballistic protection? I don't. Do you have a good ranged weapon? I have an okay ranged weapon. Do I have a good medium range to short range weapon? And I have an okay. So I'm at a point where I have to be very cautious. I have no ballistic protection and very okay starter, basic, beginner level weapons. And, you know, with that, I gotta take some caution. Now, if I had a plate carrier and full ballistic protection on my head and my chest, I could probably just rush in there and more than likely win gunfights that way. But as a solo with nothing to protect myself with ballistically and some middle of the pack tiered weapons, we have to be cautious. Now, I can't really see much. I can look through. Let's look through this blaze scope here. Don't see zombies, but I might just be outside the range that they would spawn on me on. Might. Yeah, I don't see any. So, that could mean a couple things. That could mean somebody's in here and I don't see any zombies because they're all like dead in places that I can't see, which I find unlikely based on the amount that I can see. Or nobody's been here at all and those zombies have spawned because nobody's been in this radius for a while. Which is kind of bizarre considering the population on the server at the moment. But again, like I said, they're probably up at the big bases, and you know, it was early morning when I began, so I bet you people are, you know, at VMC, Tissy, Kamensk, Northwest, looting up and gearing until the server gets more filled, because that's what people tend to do on DayZ for some reason. They like to loot without the risk, which, you know, sure, to each their own, but the fun in this game comes with risking everything to try and get better stuff, you know? With high risk comes high reward. A lot of the time. Yeah, I think we're okay. We can probably move in. I'll go loot the PD, the hunting shop, and we'll probably move on to Starry Tents from there. Just be careful. I don't know where that was, and it sounded like a pistol. I heard it. I heard something. Just not sure what it was. Or where it was, for that matter. So let's just come into town with a little bit of caution. See, now I'm even close right now. And, the zombies are appearing, so that's starting to worry me. Somebody could be here. Oh, there's a zombie. Or I'm sorry, an infected. I don't know, I could also just be wrong. And maybe I didn't hear it, and I'm imagining things, but I thought I heard something, so I'm gonna be cautious about it. Let's check these points of interest and go. Garden plots. Sun's going down. We can't stick around here for too long. Yeah, there's some doors that are open that lead me to believe that somebody's been through here. Still some decent loot here, though. I don't know. Can just find a stab. That would be really nice. We really need ballistic protection. Wow, that's not making me 2 bleeds. That's pretty crazy, actually. We're leaking. So I'll fix up this coat so we have extra duct tape. Gotta keep the fashion going. Gotta keep the fashion looking good. Alright, let's oh my god, we could honestly just take that and fucking dip. Yeah, somebody's been here. If somebody's been here, somebody's probably also been to the summer camp. So I think we just move on and try and maybe track this person down. We'll find throw 8. Handcuffs. Okay. I think I'll pass. Yeah, and you know what? We got a stack and 2 stacks of shit. Let's just get out of here. Let's get out of here with this stab vest. And let's go investigate the starry tents. Because I think that might have been where the shot came from. Drink this water. Well, let's check that little guard shack really quick. Fucking nothing. Some zombies over there. Mushroom here. Mushrooms, a lot of any spawned fruit like that is usually a sign that somebody's been here. At least passed through. Gonna check this out. I got the BK out. Gonna do a little sniping if we need to. BK-18, not the best sniper out there, but she'll get the job done. Now we're in a very, very high profile area now. And these are much more common than... A lot of people will bypass Novi to come straight to Starry Tents because of the military spawn. And we potentially heard a gunshot this direction, so we need to be super cautious. Let's scout out. I do see military Zeds down there. Okay. We like seeing that. Don't see any ones that are dead. Just live ones. Okay. Could mean nobody else has been here. Let's maybe give it a go. But there is a lot of them. So we gotta be super careful. Let's keep our knife out and be ready to stealth kill some. When you stealth kill, you can, as soon as that animation starts, you can hit tab and you can look into their inventory. So if they have something, you can take it while the animation is still taking place. You know, that could save you a few extra seconds rather than doing the kill, waiting for them to drop, and then tabbing onto their inventory. That could save you a couple extra seconds and, I mean, realistically, your life. Try and stay out of the line of sight. I find that if you just tap shift, a lot of the times the zombies won't notice you as much as they would if you were, and look at that damaged hiking boot. Somebody's definitely been through here. But if you do the tap and shift method, a lot of times they won't hear you the same as they would if you just hold shift down and crouch walk. So, something a little detail that could really help you out, I think. Yeah, shoes. Oh wow, that's a big upgrade. Let's take that. The BK's done with. Then we have a PU. No question about it. Okay. Bada bing. Bada boom. Let's fix this up super quickly. It's actually really useful. Yeah, hell yeah. That's a gunshot. Let's, I know we didn't loot them all, but I mean, we got more than we anticipated out of that with an SKS. I don't find it necessary to loot the whole thing with all the zombies. It's gonna be more of a threat to my well-being than it would be to, you know, what maybe I score a mag, maybe, like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it. There's situations where you gotta sometimes sacrifice looting an area to save your own ass, you know? And that right there has got to be one of them. Okay, zombie on top of the house. So somebody's definitely been here. They've ran into that house when they had aggro. Alright, we're going to check that out. That's over towards Green Mountain. See, here's where things, you can go a little off the script, right? You come up with a plan. Oh, I'm going to go Berezino, Gorka, Novi, Starry, right to the airfield. Then you hear shots, right? And that just changes the whole dynamic of everything. If you're like me, you want to get into some action. And when you hear gunshots, it can get pretty exciting, and you just ditch everything to go check that out. At this point, I have plenty of ammo. I would use an SKS as a backup, as a secondary, so I'm gonna drop this baby AK just to shed some weight. Maybe we'll stash it in a bush, this bush here, in case we find some stuff and want to come back to it. But I'm okay with an SKS and Blaze, and you know, I also have the Scorpion for now. I'm really okay with that weapon set, especially now that I have, you know, a handful of rounds for the SK. Makes me feel a lot better about the situation. Oh shit! I take a sip of coffee. Yeah, okay, that's this is all looted up. Wow, okay, I didn't even notice that. It's a pretty decent spot. But what we're gonna do here, we're gonna pretty much run straight to the shot. It's over this direction, so I think that there's a couple of towns right outside of Green Mountain that this could have taken place at. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna go scope out the area and see what we can see. And from there, you know, either we take on the fight or we can't find it and we just move on. This is usually how I approach these situations. I'm very, I'm at a point where I have gear and I can take fights on and potentially, you know, I'm risking everything I have, but at the same time I could double what I have or upgrade what I have. So I feel like in a game like this, risking things is a lot of the times the way to go. I know I just got done talking about not taking the risk and looting the rest of the military, but you got to think of risk and reward, right? A high risk with all those zombies, but I guess technically a high-ish reward. But I would rather take on some dude in a PvP battle than I would all those zombies for me to potentially get nothing. At least we know a person is carrying some shit. We'll get something out of it more than likely. So oh, okay, and I'm dead. As I'm talking about risk reward. There you go. Oh man, that's unfortunate. That's just sometimes the way it goes. I don't even know where I got shot from. You saw me. I'm looking around. I'm making sure that nobody's around. I didn't see anything. Didn't even hear the gunshot. So very possible I just got sniped from a long distance. And sometimes that's just the way it goes. You know, you spend all this time looting and getting to this point. You start chasing shots. You're feeling good about yourself. Get a good ranged weapon with some stuff, and you get sniped. That's just the way DayZ goes sometimes. You can't get discouraged by it. Sometimes you feel like you're being dealt a good hand, and then someone just takes it away from you. Fucking swipes the rug from under your feet, and that's the beauty of the game, because sometimes you're the one delivering that blow, and sometimes you're the one taking the brunt of it. So yeah, I didn't showcase quite as much as I did last time, but I do feel like we went over some good stuff. I showed you some a nice little looting route from Berezino up to, you know, close to the airfield. Yeah, and if you enjoyed, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will probably try and redo this intermediate run. Kind of a not a storybook ending, to say the least. But we'll try and get another player geared up and get to this point, maybe rerun it, or just show you some more in-depth strategies for later in the game. So, you know, even further progress than this, and, you know, how I approach military bases and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave this a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Would you like some chili?